Hello, guys, welcome back to my tech support channel. Today, we will be talking about how to fix Windows computer. I want to talk about relevance and how what you watch is related to pretty much how you live your life. So think about it like this. If I give you this long video to watch right now, the one you're watching right now, these long form kind of videos, and then you go to for example, a short form video like Mr. Beast, who has like these hyper edited, like hyper stimulant videos. They're trying to keep you on there. Or even my other channel. You'll not want to watch these videos. You can see this happening pretty much everywhere. Look at school. People don't want to work in school because they can get much better education online. These hyper edited videos, if you look at these like educational kind of YouTube channels online with like, graphical explanations, and they explain it visually and they tell you it, and they do everything together. Use a bunch of YouTube tricks to keep you on there. They have tens of millions of views. Tens of millions. And I'm telling you right now, the people who made that long form content, like there's a board in front of them and they're like writing on it. They're going to be irrelevant in the next 2 to 3 years. For companies, it's the same thing. Every company is your attention is the new currency. So every company is fighting to try and get that currency. Because the more attention they get, the more money they get. And attention equals money. The longer they can keep you on the app, the more money they make. So now we have apps fighting for a way to keep you on the app for longer. First, it started with these kind of, basic Facebook posts back in like 2005, whenever Facebook was invented. Actually, no, it first started with blog posts. And then it started with, a few pictures. Like, oh, like a funny meme, whenever memes were invented. And then it started with like a little bit of long form videos like these. They're pretty basic, They like try to make people laugh. And then it went on to Facebook posts where you can scroll a little bit. So it takes less time to access the next piece of information. But it's still pictures, it's still those kind of videos. But then a new app came out. It was called Vine. And this is kind of like TikTok now, but it wasn't really as popular in the past. So we had Vine, it was still kind of slow. And, that lasted for a while. And now we have where it's come to now. Hyper edited, hyper stimulant videos. Look at Mr. Beast video. Every second, he said it in one of his like YouTube tips tutorials. In Indian YouTube tip tutorial, how to fix YouTube video. He had it in one of those videos. He was talking about how literally every second is optimized to keep the person on. Every word is carefully chosen. They would cut it if they've cut literally hours of video of recording to get the perfect few, maybe 11, 12 minutes, so that you stay on there for longer. First we had Facebook, then we had Instagram, now we have TikTok. And you know what's next? Direct access to our brain, Neuralink, Elon Musk. Every company is trying some kind of neuroscience-based chip that they can put inside the brain so you don't have to use an external object to give you that kind of pleasure. You can just take the information, put it right into your brain. Instead of skipping in 0.2 seconds, you'll be able to skip in 0.2 milliseconds. Your brain, as fast as it can, is going through that information. Think about it. A chip in your head where you can literally skip with just your thought, instead of having to send a signal to your thumb and all of that delayed stuff. Mark Zuckerberg was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about how they already developed a technology in the metaverse. It's already out, where you can make certain hand motions to send a text to someone. Say, for example, you're working and you get like a little text message, but you have like a meeting on, so your camera's on, everyone can see you. And you don't want to like pick up your phone, like text, like that's rude, right? So then he said, all you need to do is kind of do like a little hand motion, like just like while I'm down on my table, like for example, like I just did it. I'm just doing this. And that's what he showed. He said, and for example, this can stand for like, can't talk to you later. It's come to that. The main idea of entrepreneurship, of businesses, is to make something easier for a person, right? Like an event planner. An event planner makes it easier to schedule marriages, to invite people, because they do all that work for you. Virtual assistants, they do all your useless tasks for you. Pretty much anything, any business you think of, it's to put something within like an object, or it's either a service or it's either a service or it's an object, some kind of product. It all makes your life easier. Before, it used to be for the physical. They used to make machines, during the Industrial Revolution. That's why it was called that. It's not just the industrial, how do you say that? Industrial Revolution. They were making products, but now we have services. They used to make products that were easy for humans to use. Better for comfort. They made better cars, faster cars, more efficient cars, everything. They made more machines, more effective machines, automated machines. And now we're kind of like past that product phase. Now we're entering into the services region. This will not be the industrial revolution anymore. The industrial revolution has ended. Now it's the service revolution. How many services? What's the best service that someone can provide? And this started when the internet was born, pretty much. It's become the services revolution. And look where it's taken us. We have, very basic services that, you'd expect. Like, anyone can make a company now. They'll probably be popular. Think about Uber. Uber is pretty basic, It's just a taxi service, but it's a taxi service you can access right from your phone. It's easier than calling one. That's why it became so popular. Duolingo. It's easier than, having to attend formal classes for French, or any language really, even though it's barely teaching you anything. There was a study done about how many lessons does it take in Duolingo to fluently learn a language. And if you practiced for an hour a day, then it would take you about 3,000 something days, which is about 10 years. It'd take you 10 years to get fluent in the language if you practice 1 hour a day on Duolingo. The service seems useful, but it's not really helping you. That's exactly where these companies are going. It seems useful. You get, for example, TikTok, you get information faster. Okay. Now what? They try to advertise the benefits of the product to you, the service to you. Instagram, connect with your friends. You could talk to them anywhere, anytime. Fast way to send images, picture, whatever Snapchat is, right? All those companies, they make it seem so innocent. But underneath there is a bunch of algorithms, a bunch of planning to keep you on there as long as possible. So tying this back into irrelevance, if we're used to this kind of stuff, can we really have eye-to-eye conversations anymore? Probably no one watched the video this far already. Almost no one. I know one person will watch it this far. Only one. So where does this lead us, right? We have a bunch of overstimulated people in every path of life. Entertainment, for education, for reading. Instead of, like, writing has been replaced with typing. Everything is just faster. You want faster things. And I think it's taking us to a point where everything is dependent on the mind. And the mind was already a very weak thing from the start. Easily influenced. Stuff we don't even know is changing in there right now. So we need to learn to resist that change. They are making us used to this fast form entertainment. But if we get used to that, by the time we're 20, 30, your brain is already adapted and it doesn't want to change then. And once we've gotten to that point, the only thing that can keep you satiated is that fast form content. It's based on relevance. Your emotions are based on relevance. You don't like to work out because you find sitting at home better. It's based on your emotions, based on relevance. Some advice that might work for, getting to work out. Some people say, start small. Start all that. No one wants to start small. People's egos are huge. I'll say the best thing you can do if you're severely addicted to almost anything is to batch. So batch your bad habits or whatever you consider overstimulating, something you're used to, with that good habit. And then over time, as you start developing the good habit, then try to let go of that bad one. So kind of start off like this, right? 10% good habit, so for example, working out, and 90% bad habit. For example, I don't know, like watch Netflix while working out. Someone actually tried this. And then do that for 1 week. Next week, 20% working out, 80% Netflix. The next week, 40% working out, 60% Netflix. And you do that over and over until it's 90% working out, 10% Netflix. And then you can just remove the bad habit while replacing it with an equally better one. I think this works for pretty much everything. It's from this book right here, Atomic Habits. Best book I've read, I think, ever. Every single book that I think I've read, which is over like 60, 70 books. Everything is in here. If you read line by line what's in here, you'll save yourself 70 books.